Welcome back to the Golfbidder YouTube channel with me, Beth, and
me, Russ.
What are you going to be demonstrating or helping us out with today, basically?
Today I'm going to be showing you how I would build a golf bag, what club means what, just explaining the basics really to how I would go into events, how people should maybe look at setting up their golf bag for specific golf courses, weather, just what club might actually benefit you the most for the courses that you play on week in, week out, what you change up, pretty much an explanation on that.
So how many golf clubs am I allowed realistically in a golf bag?
So during an event day or competition day, whatever you want to call it in your club, 14 clubs is the maximum you're allowed.
So you can have no more than 14 clubs in
No
your
more
bag.
than 14 clubs in a tournament game.
Okay.
I've been to tournaments where I've had 16, 17 clubs in a bag during practice rounds, working out what club I'm actually going to keep in. But once that tournament gets going, 14 clubs is the max.
How would you start? So how do you go about building a bag? What would you choose first?
I think it kind of depends on what sort of level you're at. Always put a driver in the bag. I know people struggle to hit drivers sometimes, myself especially. A driver, putter, and then pick some irons, or go and try some and see what are the easiest ones for you to hit. Definitely a driver, definitely a putter.
Should we take a look at your bag and see what you've got in the bag and how you built your bag? That's one you made earlier.
It's empty. We will go from the big stick. So I have the Rogue ST triple diamond. It's got an extra stiff shaft in. For me, this kind of just is the easiest shaft for me to control ball flights. And the face itself is just stable. Now, driver's been a bit of a problem for me this year, but I have started to straighten it out a bit.
A bit of a problem.
That's going to be one and done, that is cut. 295 carry, 333 total, 81 feet, apex. Don't know what else to say.
Next.
3-wood. Now this is a secret weapon of mine. It's actually a 4-wood. It is a 3-wood, but cranked to a 4-wood. It's the QI10 Tour.
So would you say that most people should have a 3-wood in their bag?
I would go at least 3-wood or 5-wood. At least something to like close that gap between driver, maybe 4-iron or hybrid. These will just help you. If you're not comfortable with driver, 3-wood is a lot easier sometimes to hit off the tee. Finding those fairways, even with the long shots into par 5. Right, let's get some 3-wood action. And I put this in the bag and I was amazed how far it went when I hit it well. I was almost a little bit too worried that it was going to get too close to driver, so cranked it down to a 4-wood just to take a little bit of distance off. But again, it's a lot easier to hit the fairway, hopefully.
What sort of numbers are we looking at there?
260 carry, run out 290. That must mean I hit driver 410. No, that was good. And do you know what? That was a little left to right ball flight. It's a little bit lower. When I want to try and get it coming in a little bit softer, I'll go for that higher shot. Just like that.
Yep.
Little left to right. It's probably 20 yards higher than the other one. It's actually carried 267 and it's gone 293, so 294. So yeah, not bad. Having a 3-wood or 5-wood that you're comfortable with is so important. Yeah, just to bridge that gap between driver and hybrid, and to just get that extra distance on the course if hybrid doesn't quite get there. Have a go with a hybrid. They are, I'm about to bring it out, but they are very, very handy golf clubs to have. Let's just say if you're not comfortable with hitting more than a 4-iron or 3-iron, if you don't want any of them, even 5-iron, 6-iron, you're seeing a lot of hybrid sets now, which for even people like yourself, your favourite clubs are your hybrids. So
I love my hybrids.
I'm going to get mine.
So you say this 3-wood sits in between that hybrid and the driver?
Yeah, for me, I only really have 3-wood in the bag if I'm not so comfortable off the tee, or I've got that drivable par 4 that driver's too much. I can like bust the 3-wood there, or even into par 5s. Like I don't want to hit driver into a par 5.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3-wood will benefit me.
Yeah.
And the majority of par 5s that I play will be 3-wood if they're long enough.
So when does hybrid come into play?
Hybrid will come into play, again, off the tee for shorter par 4s if you want to find that fairway. It's definitely a big thing for me. I can control the ball flights a lot more. I can get that low one, the high one. And also they are such a big benefit out of like the rough, how easy they are to hit. They're literally like an iron.
I like to use mine as well from fairway bunkers.
If there's not a lip, I would suggest if the lip's not too high, hybrids are fine out of there.
Yeah, rough as well, I tend to like using them out.
Yeah, just because they're a lot easier to hit through the rough. I've actually got a 3-iron driving iron that I switch between the two from hybrid to this depending on what course I play.
Another shot you use with this is off the greens.
Around the greens.
Yeah.
Hybrid is sometimes brilliant for that because it almost acts as a putter with a little bit more loft. So you can just dig into the back of the ball, especially even 3-wood. I mean, I'd say the best player that I've seen do this around the greens is Justin Rose. Like he will literally not think twice about getting that 3-wood out or the hybrid round the greens, just bumping it up to the hole instead of hitting that wedge.
You're playing like a bump and run.
Yeah, just bump and run, like a putt with a hybrid or 3-wood. My hybrid, TSI 3.
Trusty.
Trusty hybrid.
What's next?
Next, I actually have a new club for me.
You do have a new club.
I've got a 2-iron. I wouldn't suggest getting a 2-iron because I'm struggling to hit this, but it is almost like a hybrid. It's the U505 Titleist, and they have built an extra backing on this, I guess just to act as that hybrid. But for me, I just wanted to see I hit 3-iron so well and I can kind of control any ball flight I like, especially on links golf because it just pierces through the wind. But I have just put it in. It's the second round I played with it yesterday. Gets a bit of getting used to.
New club?
So 2-iron. Wouldn't suggest it, but if you want to give one a go, give one a go.
When would you use a 2-iron?
Again, off the tee, if
So
it's windy.
instead of a driver?
Take yesterday, for example, that we played. It was so windy, it was about 30-mile-an-hour wind. If you've got a long-ish par 4 or par 5 and you just want to find the fairway, if you've got a 2-iron or let's say a 3-iron driving iron that I have, pierce it through the wind, you will notice it will go exactly the same distance. Yeah, and it works. And then if you're more, I'm more comfortable with finding a fairway with this 3-iron.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so that's moving on to the 3-iron, my favourite club. It is the U500. I love it. But yeah, for me, this is just the club. I'm probably pound for pound the best 3-iron player in the world.
Oh wow, here we go. Bold statements coming here.
Just you heard it here. It's just the best club in the bag for me. Driving irons are so good nowadays. You'll see a lot of players that you'll watch on TV, European Tour, PGA Tour, putting driving irons in the bag. Again, for the same reason, like their irons are just, you're more comfortable with hitting an iron off of a tee. The likelihood is you're going to find the fairway just because the driver's a lot longer, you swing it a bit faster.
So you think maybe if someone's not too comfortable with the driver, they should look at getting a 3-iron in their bag?
100%. Yeah. Right, the 3-iron. And you're going to notice with these shots, ball flight is going to be low. I tend to, if I'm just wanting to hit the fairway on a firmer golf course, ball flight is always going to be low. Little draw on it maybe, just to hit that fairway. Very, very comfortable. That's the middle of the fairway found. 220 yards, perfect. And then if I want,
is that roughly how far it goes?
Yeah, I'd say so. After run out, maybe on a firm golf course, it will go about 230. I'll try and flight one up a bit, see what the carry on that could be.
That looked quite nice.
That was pretty good. See, again, if I've got a downwind hole, and I want to hit the fairway, 215 yard carry 3-iron, it's going to run 240 maybe. Downwind might go a bit further. These range balls always go a little bit less than the normal golf ball, so we're talking probably 230, 240 3-iron. Downwind finds the fairway, dead straight. Couldn't get more dead straight than that, to be honest. Let's go one more just because I love hitting this club.
Very nice. That was good.
And that is as good as it gets. That's why I'm so confident with this club. It's gone, look, carry 230, gone 240.
Yeah, very good.
Best club. Well,
For more consistent fairways found.
fairway finder.
Fairway finder.
It's my baby. I would just have one club in that bag.
Just a 3-iron.
Just a 3-iron. Right.
Right, what's next? Right, so what have you got here?
I actually went for a fitting with Titleist. Fittings are majorly important, but I would also suggest if you don't quite want to get those set of clubs there and then, go for a fitting, see what you like the look of, get on the catalogue at Golfbidder, find some irons, get after them, because they have got, it's like a just sweet shop of golf clubs. So for me, I use the 620 forged blades Titleist, 4 through to 9 iron. Sometimes I take the 4 out because, again, the hybrid, if I need to flight something up a bit softer and I'm more comfortable with, I need the 3-iron in the bag, I'll take the 4-iron out. I'll just have 5-iron to 9-iron and play around with a hybrid. I would say coming up through the beginner levels, the most common you'll see is 5 to pitching wedge. 4-iron you will then kind of move in, or you'll just get a set that comes with a 4-iron. That's okay. If you're not comfortable with hitting it, practice with it. You will literally, you will get comfortable with hitting a 4-iron. So I've got 7-iron here. 7-iron for me is about 100 and 180 yards. If I want to experiment, I'll try and 3/4 shots and do different shot changes like trajectories and things. And yeah, let's see if we can hit 180 bang on.
170.
170, not too bad. It's cold this morning.
Let's try and get this to 180 then.
180, yeah. That's not going 180. It's a bit windy today though.
It's quite windy.
And this won't kind of take into account that, but
173.
maybe I'll just hit it 174. Maybe that's the number. 7-iron, 174. But yeah, 4-iron to 9-iron, I have the Titleist MBs. Beautiful clubs. Love them. I've actually used them for the last 4 years.
Haven't changed.
I don't really want to change, to be honest. So these are quite hard irons to hit consistently out the middle. There are plenty of irons out there with a bit more of a cavity back. There are so many different clubs, so many different backs, cavity backs. Some say game improvement irons. They actually are. Like, if someone says game improvement, don't get put off by that. Golfbidder do an absolutely great deal. They're 7-day trial. Get after it. Like, it's such a good thing. Even if you come in 7 days, don't like that, swap in 7 days, have a little go, see what works for you. Take it up. Why not? I might even try it one day. So moving on from the irons of why I've got 4 to 9 iron. A pitching wedge normally comes in a set of irons. I was a little bit different. So I put a 46 degree in instead of the pitching wedge, which is a similar degree number to a pitching wedge, but the way this sits and the way it comes off the face,
You'd rather.
just the gap in the yardages actually worked out perfectly. So if you do want to stop at a 9-iron, 46 degree, or you can get a 48 degree wedge in, I've got the SM10 Vokeys, raw finish, that's why they're so rusty. They're not old, they're just rusty, helps with the spin, and I like the look of these. Try a 46. If you think that your pitching wedge is flying too much or it's harder to control, get hold of one of these. Again, Golfbidder has a wedge dream section, don't they? I mean, it's like going into a pick a mix of wedges. Get in there, pick one out, try it, pick another one out. So yeah, give it a go. I've got 46 for that reason, especially around the greens as well, and I can flight it in. If it's windy, I seem to be able to just close the face, knock it down a lot easier than the pitching wedge, like the ball just comes off hot in the face. So,
but sometimes that's good for some people.
Sometimes that's good for people if you want to get your distances.
It's great for me. I love my pitching wedge.
You're on the moving up stages in the game, you're getting better. Who knows?
Maybe I'll have a 46.
Maybe you will one day. So after the 46, we move to a 50 degree, which is the G wedge of some sets, gap wedge. Gap wedge is like 50 to 52 degrees. My gapping, my yardages are so important that my wedges have to be bang on with the distance apart, like of what I'll hit them, so I'll know that they are like nine yards difference each wedge, which is really important for me at the level I do play at. But I've gone 50 degree for, again, round the greens, it's very, very good. If I've got a long bunker shot, let's say a 50-yard bunker shot, I'll probably use that instead of my sandwich.
54.
Now we go on to the 54. Out on the golf course, it depends on how firm the course is, what the conditions are like. But really, a couple of shots for this. We don't have a bunker here, but if I had about a 50-yard, 50-yard bunker shot, I would either use the 50 or kind of use 54. Know that I'm going to get that extra bit of distance apart from my lob wedge, or difference to the lob wedge. But yeah, I think if I was to play 54, I kind of like flighting my wedges a bit. So if I've got anything around the 90 to 110 mark, this club on a full hit is about 115 yards. So I'll just choose to do different flights out there, spin it a little bit differently. Sometimes I'll just need to stop it dead. Yeah, and this club is that for it. So let's try and flight one a little bit. A little lower ball flight. Very bouncy out there, but that's that. Now we'll just get after a full shot. And you can just see between those two shots, like the flight difference was, first one was a lot lower, just going to be that flighted one in from about 100 yards. Second one would have been about 115 yards, full shot. And for me, this 54 degree, yeah, I just really enjoy this. Again, for those kind of longish bunker shots, you can play around with it. I'll normally use this to chip around the greens and not so much my lob wedge, just because controlling the distance with a lob wedge is very, very difficult with how hard you need to hit it. So yeah, 54, dynamite of a club.
You like this one the best?
The 58 degree, I do play around with it a lot. Recently, I've started experimenting a lot on the golf course with these, with different shots.
Is this your flop shot club?
This is my flop shot club, and if you watched a couple of our videos, you'll see me hit some naughty flop shots. But also out of bunkers, dynamite. You can also play around with the grinds and the bounces. Like for me, this bounce is an 8. I do have another 58 degree. There is a T grind that actually has no bounce. Players will tend to swap their wedges out depending on the turf or the course they're playing. So for me, softer golf course, when I was out playing in Asia, I would use this just because the ground is a lot more softer, so the bounce would be so important. Where if I'm playing firmer golf courses, my tee grind with no bounce on it is pretty much bang on, because you don't want anything digging into the ground. So the tee grind will just sit flat. It does take a lot to learn how to kind of nip it off that harder turf and not dig it in, but the bounces of wedging. So yeah, do some research, learn about it, because it's fun.
The final thing in your bag?
Putter.
The putter.
I have a Mezza 1 Lab putter. Very, very new to the bag this year. Love it. Just getting used to how to kind of roll it with this, because it is very different to my previous. I have the 9.5 Phantom as well, Scotty Cameron, and I do love that. This is very different. There is no face manipulation at all when you're putting, so everything has got to be very, very square. But once you get the hang of these things, they are very, very impressive, and the ball does roll end over end. I'm just noticing it now, holding a lot more putts. Loving it. But we're also seeing a massive craze on the spiders. World number ones in both ends, women and men's. When the world number ones are using a putter and it is as pretty as a spider, they are going to go bananas. Again, Golfbidder has an absolute pick-a-mix of spiders.
You do.
Get down there, their 7-day, take that spider out, get after it, hold some putts.
You've got currently 16 clubs in here though, Russell Christie, and you're only allowed 14.
I like being greedy.
If you were going to go out and play, so we're at Carden Park, you played yesterday, if you were going to go and play this golf course, which clubs are you taking out of the bag? Because you can only go 14.
If I was going back out there to play today, I would take the 2-iron and the hybrid out of the bag.
Goodbye. Okay, why goodbye to the 2 and the hybrid?
Just do not need them. 3-iron, I'm very much comfortable with hitting fairways out there. It's firm enough for me to not need the 2-iron or the hybrid, because the yardages are too close. If I'm hitting in like long shots into par 5s, it's either going to be 3-wood or I'm going to be able to reach with a 3-iron and run it in. Yeah, nothing else really comes out the bag. Then I've got a full set of irons, my wedges, I can play around with those, and then driver, 3-wood still in the bag. However you want to build your bag, especially if you're a club golfer and you play on the same golf course week in, week out, there are a set of clubs out there
that are perfect
for your golf course, your the way you hit the ball, the way you could play, and it does benefit and it will save you shots. So can't stress enough how important it is to learn about your golf course, learn about what clubs are better for you on that golf course, and you will feel better.
Yeah.
So
you get the most reward.
Yeah. So take advantage of that 7-day trial period at Golfbidder. Get down there, try some clubs out. Start
Check
doing
out the
that pick
catalogue.
and mix. Fill that bag up. One.
Thank you so much, guys. We really hope you enjoyed this video and it's helped some of you know how to start building your bag for the golf course the next time you go out and play. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the Golfbidder YouTube channel, and obviously for more tips and more information, head to the Golfbidder TikTok and Instagram accounts and check out what they've got on there.
Yeah,
why not?
Stick some comments on there. Stick some questions. They can send them through to me. I'll reply.
Yeah.
If you've got any questions about your golf courses that I can help with, or irons or clubs or anything, just shoot us a message.
Yep.
We'll get back to you. We'll help out, and we'll get you in that pick and mix shop, and you can choose and buy and do everything.
And get some clubs that are going to work best for you. Yeah, that's it. Over and out. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.